first diagram we create is in the operational analysis. So when you're not there, go back to the operational analysis by clicking on the shapes here until you are at the top or in the phase of operational analysis. And there we create our first diagram. We will create, or we are going to create, a new operational capabilities diagram. So we click on that, and before the diagram is opened, we are asked to enter a diagram name. We will simply name this diagram operations. When entered, we click on OK or just press enter. And now the diagram is created. Now we see a new element on the right, which is the palette. Here are the most important or modeling elements which we can use for creating this diagram. The first thing, when we think back on our challenge we have to solve, that there's a driver who always hits or often hits the pillar of the cupboard. So we have an actor. We click here on operational actor and we click somewhere in the diagram. Then we have created our first operational actor. With double click on this element, we can rename this operational actor, and we will name it driver and in brackets of a passenger car. When done, we click on finish. Then we have a few operational entities involved. Let's create them too. Also, with double click on this, we can rename it, and this is the car. We click on finish, and we create a further operational entity, which is the cupboard. And we click on finish. With this created, let's think back to the story. We have the driver who wants to park in the cupboard. So we have an operational capability which we can create. We click on operational capability, click somewhere in the diagram, and create the operational capability, which we will name with double click park in the cupboard. And we click on finish. When we think on the car, the operational capability of the car is to drive from A to B. So we create further operational capability. We will name drive from A to B. We click on finish, and when we consider the cupboard, we have operational capability that is called provide a parking slot. Now we have to connect the operational capabilities with the operational actors and operational entities, and we can do this with this involvement relationship. We click on this, and you will see here by the icon of the mouse that here it is not allowed to be created, but we can create it here and not here. This means we have to first click on the operational capability park in the cupboard, and then we have to click on some operational actor or entity. We create this, and let's create some further. We click again on involvement, again on the operational capability, and now we create the relationship of the operational capability park in the cupboard with the operational entity car. Same for the others. The car also has the operational capability to drive from A to B. So let's model this relationship again, and also a further one to provide the parking slot which is the operational capability of the cardboard. When we have created this, let's save the diagram. We can click on File and Save or Save or just use the shortcut Command Save. In that case, I use the shortcut. Then, let's think what is happened. The driver wants to park the car in the carport. This is something we have modeled, but we haven't modeled that the car is damaged. So let's now also model this. We create a further operational capability, and we will name this operation capability damage car. We click on Finish, and this operational capability is included in the park in the car port operational capability. For that, we can use, for example, the includes relationship, which goes from the park in the car operational capability to damage car operational capability. When this has happened, some further operational entities are now involved. Let's model them too. When the car is damaged, the driver has to go to the car workshop, to the mechanics, and who has to repair the car. So let's model the mechanics. And the mechanics has the operational capability repair the car or repair car. We click on Finish. Again, we use the involvement to link the operational capability with the operational entity. We rename this mechanics and change the name from mechanics to car workshop. And we click here on Finish. Now, what has happened? The driver wants that the car is repaired via the car workshop, and to do so, the car workshop wants some money. So we can create an interaction. This is created with communication mean, and we create a communication mean between the driver and the car workshop. We first click on the driver, second we click on car workshop, and the communication mean is created. With double click on the communication mean, we can rename it, and we name it simply money. Click on Finish, and it is created. We can click on that here, and we click here on this icon here to change the line style. Let's change it to the first one. Then we click on the line, hold the mouse button pressed, and move it a little bit upwards. Now, often the car driver or the car workshop, of course, needs the money in order to repair the car because it's a service. But the driver, of course, doesn't really want to pay it with his own money. So he calls the insurance company, which is a further operational actor. We create, and there the driver requests some money. We can also model this. We create a communication mean here from driver to the insurance company. We again change the line style and move it a little bit to the left. We rename the communication mean with simply double clicking on it. And here we enter request underline, let's do it without underline, request space money. So to better understand it, also the insurance company has an operational capability. Let's create this one too. And we will name this pay for parking damage. Click on finish and create an involvement between the operational capability and the operational entity. Do not forget to save. Command S. And now, often the insurance company does not simply give the driver all the money. He or the insurance company tries to get an assessment of the damage. For that, there is a further operational actor involved. We will create a little bit under the insurance company, and we name this operational actor expert for damage cases. We click on finish, and this expert has of course some operational capabilities. We will model two. The first one is to assess the damage, and the second one is to write a report. We will connect the capabilities with the operational actor via the involvement relationship. And now we can also model the interaction between the insurance company and the expert for damage cases. I see here's a typo. Let's fix this. Double click and insert the missing T. Now we create the communication mean between those two operational entities and actors. We click on communication mean. First we click on insurance company, and second we click on the expert for damage cases. We will name this communication mean request report. When requested, the expert assesses the damage of the damaged car, which is created during the parking process, and when done, the expert for damage cases sends back the report to the insurance company. So there's the damage report. Now the insurance company has to decide if the damage is paid or not. In that case, let's assume that the damage is going to be paid. So there's a further communication mean from the insurance company to the driver. And with double click on it, we name this communication mean simply money. We again change the style of the line and move it a little bit to the left. And here a little bit down, and here a little bit up, so that we can better see everything. And now we save the diagram, and we have created our first operational capability diagram. And for this scenario, or for this case here, now in the next phase, we have to develop a system which simplifies this procedure we see here.